All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 3, Episode 12.
And we are coming off of a bit of a high.
Yes, that last episode. That was a thing. That was a moment. Wow.
Yeah. So this is going to be like the aftermath, basically.
Right, and they need to basically encapsulate in one episode what the consequences, the repercussions are upon not only Hero Society, but specifically on Deku.
Right.
I think that the promise that Allmight made at the very end of the episode is huge, because it's something that's given to everyone.
Right.
But it's also being given specifically to Deku.
Yeah.
And also, to an extent, all the heroes, all the people that are, you know, just regular people out there as well.
This is an end of a chapter, like a big chapter.
The end of an era. So
yeah,
All Might should continue to be the focus, but Deku should be, in some ways, about as equal of a focus as well. Because when he had that moment of tears crying, he realized what that meant, but they need to talk about this.
Exactly. They can't just leave it at that. So
yeah. Before we get into any more real like story or plot or anything, we need to talk about that. So that's going to be awesome. I'm really feeling that, like, on some level, the aftermath can be like things can be a little bit more open now, because All Might's part of All Might's secret is revealed to the public.
Yeah, even if they don't know about One for All, like they can. Yeah, he's probably going to be a lot more approachable for like the students. And stuff.
Right. And I'm looking forward to what this story will choose to kind of do with that. Will they have All Might be still kind of protected, or they have him kind of go on like a speaking tour? Like what is going to be All Might's agenda moving forward?
Right.
I'm really interested to see what that is. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this. Oh, I'm glad I had a week to process those emotions, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and the audio is just focused on... I was like, no audio, really.
Well, and they focused on how Bakugo was...
Yes, well, saw it. That's gotta end up being, like, relevant at some point in the future.
Okay, so they didn't change the opening for this one.
Yeah, so that means
Probably
I think that either the next one...
Yeah. Or
but
maybe
definitely within 2 episodes after this. Yeah. What's going on?
Oh, and Deku walking alone with his head down.
Point.
Like, oh, man.
That's the one part in this opening. Oh, and then he shows up with One for All.
Yeah.
That was the one thing in the opening, I think, that doesn't really tie directly into what happened in this, like, this cour.
Well, that could be what it ties into in this, like, it could be
this
episode, you know?
This episode, yeah, or maybe at the end.
Okay.
And the drum solo. Get my ideas on swag.
Oh, but this is, yeah.
Yep.
Like, we're probably never gonna see that. Like, well, maybe ever.
Yeah, we can't. Oh, jeez.
我が子をヒーローの世界から遠ざけるべく里子に出している。俺の年寄りには私にもしものことがあってもあの子には関わらないでほしいと。
お師匠がせめて平穏にと決別した血縁。私は死柄木を見つけなければ。見つけて彼を。
ダメだ。見つけてどうする？お前はもう奴をヴィランとして見れてない。必ず迷う。お前は遊園に残ってすべきことを全うしろ。
Stopping villains versus saving hearts, you know?
Right.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
母さんのお見舞いから連絡返してくれないから心配したよ。
悪い、姉さん。
Endeavor?
ちょっと前に帰ってきてね。
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
He is the training room. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Oh. Accept it, being the number one hero.
Well, and that All Might's gone, basically.
That too. Cool. Oh. Getting a phone call. A phone call
From
is here.
All Might.
A phone call is here.
Aww.
It probably, yeah. Jacob
very fitting, yes.
He's just trying to see if he could do it.
Oh, the fact that, yeah.
He's so mad at him. Yeah.
Well, you. Yeah, this is your true form.
Yep. Nope. No, this is gonna be a good thing. Watch. Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, just one-on-one, like no extra stuff.
I didn't either.
I don't think we've ever seen All Might shed actual tears.
That's a good point.
Oh, best genius. Although he escaped death, he will not be working for a long time. Okay.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
And they showed the other heroes there as well.
Yeah.
They're gonna like have a memoriam thing for him or something.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
Really?
That's not horrible logic. So of course you're gonna stay here at UA. Oh. Notice the introduction to the UA all dorm system.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
This is
looks
Jiro.
like Jiro's parents.
Jiro's parents, yep.
Uh-huh.
The mom has the...
いいっすよ、頭なんか下げなくて。プリント郵送されてきた時点でもう結論出てたんで。このおっさん、オールマイトの戦い見て。こんなロッキーな人に教えてもらえるって。
Mom in the background.
I love
this
that we're
is gonna be
getting to
cute.
see,
They're
like,
gonna be going
Allmight,
to
yeah.
They're gonna be going to all the parents and stuff. His internal state.
Yeah.
Whoa! Bakugo's mom!
Yes!
What?
Yes!
What? Oh my gosh! Oh, they have such a normal dad!
Yeah.
And then you've got this like fiery mom. Oh my god.
ああ、寮でしょ。むしろありがたいよ。お父様からチヤホヤされてここまで来ちまった。
Oh, so it wasn't them doing it.
褒められて。
Whoa.
だから会見での言葉が嬉しかったんだよね。
Nice.
Oh, cool. So they have a different kind of dysfunction in their family.
この学校は勝樹を見てくれてるって。一時は不安でどうなるかと思ったけど、こうして5体満足で帰ってきてる。
I still want to know what their quirks are.
こんなどうしようもないやつだけど。
He's almost got the heart, make him a good hero. Yes, 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 yes.
And Bakugo's not saying anything at that point.
Right. Shall I buy you a drink? Yes. Oh, Bakugo, yeah.
He's gonna ask him.
Whoa.
生徒だよ。君と同様に善とあるヒーローの卵だ。
What I said was true from a certain point of view.
ここだけはさらせないんだ。
Whoa. Bakugo is smart. Ah! Oh. Wow. This is so... Yeah. yeah, this is so sweet. Oh my gosh. And he just calmly acknowledges it.
Yeah.
私嫌です。
Oh.
お母さん、昨日は運転。
The stress is getting to her. Yeah.
でもね、嫌なの。雫は個性が出なくて、それでもずっとあなたに憧れてきました。雫の行く末があんな血みどろの未来。
Oh, it will. It will. Dang. Oh. Oh, that's so adorable. Oh.
雫の親として今の雄英高校に息子を預けられるほど 私の
Wow.
肝は据わっておりません。あなたがどれだけ素晴らしいヒーローでも関係ありません。息子を通わせたくない。私は
お母さん。
違うよお母さん。怪我は僕がダメなだけだよ。
Oh, this is gonna get emotional here because he's right. It is her choice, but it is her choice what to do.
どうしてもヒーローになりたいなら別に雄英でなくともヒーロー化はたくさんありますよね。
I think it's good actually that he went away because now these two can talk. No.
いいよ、雄英でなくて。
Whoa, whoa.
見て、お母さん、オールマイト。手紙もらったんだ。合宿の時に助けた子から。
Oh, yes, Kota.
Yeah.
この手紙が、この子が僕をヒーローにしてくれた。
Yes, exactly, exactly. Right.
It doesn't matter where you go to school necessarily.
Right. It doesn't matter how.
雄
Yeah.
英でなくたってどこだっていいよ。
君はも
Whoa.
う君はもうただ私の背を追うだけの人間ではない。ならば死である私は支えなきゃ。
Just for this
君の歩
moment.
みを行く道を。
Oh, oh, oh.
私は伊豆少年が私の後継にふさわしいと、すなわち平和の象徴になるべき人間だと思
Tell
ってお
her,
ります
tell her, tell her.
ちょっとやめてください。何なんですか。
平和の象徴だったものとしての謝罪です。雄英教師としての懇願です。確かに私の道は血生臭いものでした。だからこそ彼に同じ道を歩ませるよう
Please let me teach him.
共
Yeah.
に歩んでいきたいと考えておりま
He
す。
wants to stand by him and walk together with him.
今のではなく、これからの雄英に目を向けていただけないでしょうか。
Yeah.
伊豆少年に私のすべてを注がせてはもらえないでしょう
One
か。
for
my
all.
all.
Yeah.
命に変えても守り育てます。
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
お母さん、
I think he won her over.
伊豆の生きがいなんです。
Whoa, reason for living. Holy
雄英が
crap.
嫌いなわけじゃない。幸せになってほしいだけなんです。だから命に変えないでちゃんと生きて守り育ててください。それを約束してくださるのなら。
An understanding. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so perfect.
約束します。
伊豆も雄英で生活していくなら
Mr. Allmight.
どうかよろしくお願いします。
Oh, that was
Wow.
so sweet.
Okay. Okay. All right. That episode was not as long as I thought. Like I thought it would like cover more stuff. Like, but
Oh boy. Oh boy.
wow. Well, they did have a conversation,
Yeah.
but it wasn't nearly as much with Deku as we thought it would be.
No, the mom.
Ah,
Her name's Inko, right?
I can't remember.
I think so. I think it's Inko. But anyways, it's Mrs. Midoriya, right?
Yeah.
Or wait. Is his first name Izuku or Midori?
His first name is Izuku.
Okay. Or whatever. The point is
Yeah.
Deku's mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Because, like, the promise that he made to the world and to Deku were big things.
Right.
But this promise, this promise is something that needs to be reiterated because All Might promised to help him achieve the passing on, you know.
In a lot of ways, it's saving another person's heart.
Yeah. So there is an end credit scene I heard in this.
Whoa!
しかし君は間違えたよ。戦いの果て弟子に寄り添う道を望んだ。
Holy crap.
離れ時を見誤って頼りにしてきた死が手の届かぬ場所へ去り、彼は憎悪を募らせる。彼は真に戦闘を歩んでいる。大丈夫だ、信楽戸村。経験も憎悪も開墾も全てを糧としろ。次は君だ。
Oh, that was a great episode.
That was really good.
That was such a good episode, guys.
Like they did the whole aftermath stuff of like, okay, big picture aftermath, right? What does this mean for the world? But they also did the personal, like, individual aftermath, which is
really sweet. Like I'm glad they didn't not waste time, but didn't basically go through every kid's parents,
even though it would have been really
sweet,
cool to see
their
would have
been
sweet
lives. Because I think that by focusing so much so on the two that were the most important in this case, Bakugo and Deku, we got something really special out of it because it carries over specifically from the scene where Deku is crying after he said, you know, you know, it's your turn, or
next it's your turn, And Bakugo noticing that and being like, hey, All Might, what's up?
Yeah,
you know, and being like, well, okay, if you don't want to tell me, that's fine.
So
and then the thank you at the end, like, wow.
Okay, so this episode is something that I think that I think that means a lot more in the grander scheme of things. Now I'm gonna bring the conversation between Deku's mom and All Might out to a wider scale.
Yeah.
So let's think about it this way. Hero Society has changed forever, right?
Right.
The symbol of peace
is not here anymore.
Yeah, has been removed. All Might's still alive.
Yep.
And his ideology, his ideals will still live on. They will be passed on to those as he kind of did. He essentially said, now it's your turn to pass, you know, to receive that and stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is the police's look at everything of talking about how we need to have a strong, like, presence in the future.
We need to stop being just the villain receptionist.
The villain receptionist, exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the things that this ties in very well with the whole thing of the mom is that the police are probably, this is something I theorized a while back, was that the police are probably going to beef up their security. And one of the things that can sometimes happen in times of great tragedy is that the country as a whole starts to move towards a more security over freedom kind of society. And we've already seen elements of that, even though for the most part, Hero Society is pretty great right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. But I could see it getting worse. Not in the standpoint of for the heroes, but for the way heroes and more so the people, the regular people, are restricted for the purpose of security.
Because even though everyone has quirks, not everyone's, you know, a hero.
Right.
And the idea that it could move into sort of more of a police state sort of situation.
Yeah.
And if/when that happens, how will the heroes fit into it?
Right.
Because that's two different groups watching over
there's
everything.
a very real, like, well-used storyline that MHA could totally go into.
Yeah.
And one of them is the quirks are dangerous storyline. The superpowers are dangerous. It's not that the people are dangerous. It's that these powers are dangerous. Right. So we need to basically have a special segment of the police force dedicated to maybe quirk management, you know, of some kind.
Sure.
And maybe like, you know, depending on like the dangerous value of your quirk, you need to register and stuff.
Yeah.
Things get into very weird places there. Maybe they start taking like, you know, places where it's like, you know, we can mandatorily like try and regulate like quirk usage like beyond a certain age.
Exactly.
With, like,
the idea that
things like drugs, even
because 80% of the world's population has some kind of quirk, right? We don't have to worry about the extermination or like
the extreme side
the
of
extreme
things.
like concentration camps of the people with quirks, but the whole deal of like, you know, how regulated it is about like, you know, using your quirks even in self-defense kind of a thing.
There's a very short set of steps they could go to where quirks themselves are being selectively removed. Right. Like I had an idea a while back where basically on birth, basically this is a really dark way they could do this, but they're basically like, or not on birth, but once a quirk is revealed, they're like, oh, that's a sweet quirk, but yeah, see, unfortunately your quirk is this high on the dangerous meter.
Psychopaths, basically.
Well, basically your quirk has too much dangerous potential.
Right.
So we're just going to remove it from you. Like,
sure.
Like if they figure out how to replicate the process that the Nomus are doing with giving quirks, but they can't actually like give an actual quirk, they just can show how it works, you know, on the scientific level.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could undo that and basically remove quirks.
That would probably be a ways down the road.
Down the road. I'm just throwing something out there, but I want to say that the connotation between security over freedom coming into place with Deku's mom, in that she is trying to keep Deku safe at the cost of some of his freedom, his ability to choose things, specifically in a lot of ways blaming the establishment people for, in a lot of ways, Deku's choices.
Which is interesting because the whole reason that they're saying, hey, we need to do this thing is because you guys are being targeted. We do not want them coming after you in your homes, right? That is a bad bad things would happen, right?
Yeah.
You know, so instead we're going to make it be a concentrated thing, so it's more banking on there will be attacks, but it'll be on our terms.
Right.
You know, we're going to turn this place into a fortress.
Well, I do believe that's part of it, though. I also think that the reason why you bring kids into dorms is because it keeps them in the always learning stage. There is no off from school. So story-wise, it's brilliant for Horikoshi to bring all the characters into one location, because then you don't have times where it's like, all right, we're going to jump over to this character over here, and that way, if we need to advance their storyline, we can't advance these people's storylines.
And it allows for just a lot more clever interaction with the characters outside of just being in homeroom, right?
Yeah, freaking Mineta is going to go bananas over this.
Yeah. Well, they're not necessarily going to be co-ed dorms. I mean, they could be.
Well, it's probably just going to be a long hallway separating, you know.
Sure. Yeah, that could totally be it. But
and maybe a few walls, and to Mineta, that's not much.
Hey, Momo could create like additional layers for the walls.
Maybe like even soundproof. Like, he'll put like a cup against the wall.
She's made steel plates, you know, like just to ratchet up, you know.
Yeah, you know, it's probably going to be fine. I'm just making a joke here,
but that could be really cool, because one of the things that I felt would sometimes happen with the more side characters like Mina, Shido, or Jiro, or Mineta, or you know whatever, Kaminari, is that because they were so much, they only had that little bit of time to be in, you know, just on screen, and it was always in the same setting, right, where it's like, okay, we're here to learn. It would just be that little line that they'd throw in before class started.
As expected of UA.
Exactly, right.
Hey, Bakugo, your hair looks funny, you know?
Yeah, whereas now that they're in dorms, they could, if they wanted to,
they could do slice of life.
They could do slice of life stuff.
Like,
they could do slice of life stuff with all the students. That would be amazing.
That'd be fantastic.
Like they already sort of tantalized us with it, with showing Jiro's home and Bakugo's home.
Yeah.
Can we talk
just
a bit about
Bakumom?
Because we've always wondered, like, what kind of parents does Bakugo have? That,
so we heard Bakugo's mom yelling at him when he was brushing his teeth.
Right. Yes.
Back in season 2.
Yeah, but we weren't quite sure whether it was his mom or like his sister. Or,
yeah. So I'm guessing Bakugo is an only child.
Yeah, probably.
He might not be, but in this case, I think it makes a lot of sense, possibly, because it seems like Bakugo is a lot to handle for just these two parents. And they were kind of grateful for the get him out of the house. Please fix him. Now, on some level, that's the dysfunction.
Right, because they probably helped to spoil him too.
Right, but it doesn't seem like it's that they were the ones that made him think he's all that in a bag of chips. They were the ones that couldn't fix that. They couldn't help parent him out of that.
Right, exactly.
So... from like a young age, if anything, they probably were very lax in their parenting. And I could see that not being a standpoint of like not interactive. Like the mom seems very hands-on as it regards to parenting. And while the dad might seem like the more aloof dad, I don't think that's the dynamic that messed things up. I think it's just that they saw the kid, you know, having all this confidence and belief and didn't see the bully at school.
Exactly.
So maybe the parents just weren't getting the feedback right.
Sure.
Or maybe by the time they were getting the feedback, their kid was so stubborn. And
right. Because if you think about it, if he was doing little bullying stuff, but at the same time he's being lauded as like, oh my gosh, he has this amazing quirk, he's going to do great things, people might like turn a blind eye a little bit, you know, to like the things that people say about no, he's actually this, you know, absolute.
Who's the number jerk. 2 hero who's kind of a dick like that? And,
exactly.
And people are like, oh, he's a great hero. It's like, See, that's the thing. You can be a great hero and not a good person.
Right. And that was awesome that they showed that little bit with Endeavor. Like that.
Yes. But before we go to that, I really like how Bakugo's mom noted that Aizawa seemed to understand what Bakugo is motivated by. Because here's the thing. I think on some level, their family has some dysfunction, yes. But I also think that they might have gone through the Bakugo's, like they might have noted the transformation maybe in the last little bit in where Bakugo has moved on from being a bully. So they're like, you guys are doing a good job so far.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing that. And if you
can do that full time, awesome.
Right, because his motivation to be a hero in being around the right people is honing his focus so he doesn't have time for the stupid things on the side like bullying and stuff. So if that's kind of the general thing we can expect from Bakugo, is that he's going to just keep getting honed and focused and stuff.
Cool. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Jiro's dad be like, that guy's rockin', you know, like just be like, that's so awesome, you know. I think of him as like the dopey present Mike that like doesn't have a gradual, like, you know, volume up, but has just like always, a on off, you know. If he's off, he's like, all right, you're cool. Like, I'm a cool dad. And then he's on, he's like, oh yeah, let's go. Like, okay, I love that. That was fantastic. But
Endeavor, that, like, as far as like little bit that we see, and we saw Todoroki's sister, which was great.
Well, we've seen her before.
We've seen her before, but like, you know, we don't see her like that much. So it's no. But so that was good. But then it's like, oh, this is how he reacts. Like, and you're not entirely sure whether he's reacting because he's not ready to be the #1 hero,
or he's mad because All Might was retired like this.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So
the idea that All Might was his hero too, you know.
So I think it's both. Let's run with that. There's going to be some percentage of it that's both. The part where Endeavor probably looks up to All Might is that All Might is there to basically take the burden first,
right?
And then he basically doesn't need to. It's not like he has an easy job or anything, but he gets to essentially have the knowledge in the back of his head that All Might is still around. The buck doesn't stop with Endeavor.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the things that's helped him a lot, because it, like, okay, like he clearly, you know, trains pretty hard, right?
Oh, so he's a beefcake.
Yeah.
The guy juices too. Like,
no, it's that the fire in his body is constantly like burning muscle and like building it back up, you know, just because.
But how is he so big though?
Well, that would do it. Like potentially if he's eating enough, like.
He has to eat a lot.
Yeah. But the idea that what was it?
Well, okay, I'll talk. So the Endeavor situation with him being the #2 hero.
Oh, I remember
until
what
this
it was.
point.
Okay. So it's the idea that because he was constantly seeing how far the gap really was, you know, between him and All Might.
Sure.
He probably had something like what Bakugo has had at UA, where that drove him to basically become better and better and better all the time, even though he realized he wasn't #1. And the fact that suddenly that's gone, and it's like...
So he doesn't have a bar to look up to anymore?
Exactly.
Okay, I think that's part of it. I think, though, there is some genuine anger here. Oh, because I think that he received the #1 hero title when All Might retired.
Right.
And the thing is that he's not the symbol of peace. So he's being thrust into the limelight as a, don't worry, guys, Hero Society is totally fine. We have...
He's basically... He's being Hero Society's second choice.
Well, no, he's Hero Society's only choice right now.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing. There is no second choice. He is being forced into this position. And here's the thing.
Not because of his own merits, but because the person ahead of him, you know.
Here's the thing. We don't know why they choose to rank the heroes other than for the purpose of kind of competition and just kind of a general, like,
and figuring out how much the advertisers will pay them.
That's the thing, though, that I think we could get into, is that Endeavor is poised to start making more money. Like, a lot more money.
Right.
But the thing is that there's going to be things asked of him, I think, that are going to be things that he's not really ready for. And
even a king isn't truly free.
Right. So in some ways, it's not that he's not ready for it. Like, he's probably going to totally step into it, but behind closed doors, off camera, not presented to other people. I'll bet he's furious right now that this situation was thrust upon him because his rival, his inspiration, and his frenemy, you know, was essentially taken out of this whole thing by someone that if he ever had to encounter them,
he would be toast.
He would have nothing.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of Bakugo clenching the metal in between his teeth after winning the tournament.
Yes.
Like that's what I see Endeavor is doing right now.
It's a more mature version of it.
Yeah, but still, you know.
But it's still a tantrum.
Right.
Like, if you think about what happens when you're an adult, when you're that age and you have all this responsibilities and stuff. I'm not trying to humanize Endeavor. Like, let's get this very clear.
Because he's not a person.
Well, no. I am trying to remind you that he's a person, but I'm not trying to make him into a good guy here.
Right, and the fact that they spent so little time on that scene, they really leave it up to your imagination, so you can kind of interpret it how you will.
But I think they're going to revisit it in the future.
I think so too. I hope so.
Specifically, when he's got all this responsibility and stuff, and he's, you know, supposed to be a hero, and he's done all these things, I think on some level he's actually got the desire to be a hero, like All Might. He wants to be someone that people can look up to and stuff.
Yeah.
I think on some level he looks at those past things that he's done. Now, this is the thing.
All right.
Everyone on some level, I mean, there are psychos and stuff out there, but everyone on some level is aware of their own failings, you know?
Yeah.
I think this is a vulnerability point to Endeavor where him training and getting all frustrated and bent out of shape, all
is because
bothered, you know,
is because he's realizing this isn't enough. He sees his own failings and stuff and where he comes up short, and he tries to work on it. But the thing is, all the things that he's tried to do to work on it before was never enough, and he realizes that it's never enough.
And now he's just being given
it has to be enough because he's the last
Imposter
line of defense.
syndrome. It's a thing, and it's really hitting Endeavor right now. That just makes so much sense for me. I think that he has lived so long in the #2 slot
in All Might's shadow.
All Might's shadow, and now he's just getting shoved out into the light. That
he's got some stage fright.
Too bad. Yeah. Well, okay, I don't think again. There's a difference between what he's going to be on camera.
Yes.
He's going to be fine there. He doesn't have fear about this.
He's professional. Yeah.
Right. In the dark side thing, he's not in the fear stage. He's in the anger stage right now.
Yeah.
So he's going to go through some, you know, suffering at some point. But the thing is I think the behind closed doors bit shows a different side that will not ever be presented on camera.
Okay.
So he's probably going to be a great hero.
Right.
But he's going to be hyper aware of his own misgivings.
And now, I just thought of this. I am so unbelievably hyped for a conversation between Todoroki and Endeavor where basically because Todoroki knows that Endeavor's going through all this in the behind closed doors area, right? And he's actually going to basically give him counsel, and he's going to have some strange words of wisdom that Endeavor will be like, he's right.
Okay.
And it's going to be one of those weird things where Endeavor is helping the man that hurt, that put him through so much hurt.
You mean Todoroki?
Todoroki is helping the man that put him through so much hurt.
Well, on some level, here's where Endeavor being in the spotlight at all is relevant to the plot. Who is obviously a Todoroki?
Dabi.
Yeah. So if Endeavor becomes the symbol of Hero Society right now, not the symbol of peace, but just the number one hero. Right. Who's going to be like, uber pissed, I can't wait to just kill you.
And here's the thing,
to take you down.
When Dabi was introduced, especially with everything that happened when they attacked the training camp, right? Vanguard Action Squad.
Yeah.
And the fact that Shigaraki wasn't there, it really made Dabi feel like he was basically a Shigaraki wannabe.
Sure.
Like a little bit, because he's leading this attack.
Well, he's also all about Stain's, ideology.
Yes, but it felt very similar to like USJ and all that stuff. And so the idea that after we got this whole bit of the reveal of Shigaraki, the grandson and all that stuff, and all for one, one for all, and all that goodness, Dabi's basically going to come in to have discount that with discount Allmight.
Wow, that's funny. That's funny.
Like, that might not actually be.
I was just thinking about it in a way simpler standpoint of just like that's totally viable, but like he's the number one hero. Like he's the interim maybe number one hero. That would be even more insulting. Maybe he's just insulted. That could be a good point. Is that they're like, you're the number one-ish hero, but like, what do you think about All Might's thing? And they're just asking about All Might and stuff. But like, no, like Endeavor being the pinnacle of Hero Society for this moment,
right?
Dabi's whole thing is about like revealing the hypocrisy of Hero Society.
Sure. Yeah.
Dabi could be an instrument for just bringing up the whole controversy again about what
after we
Endeavor
took down the number one hero. Let's now take down the number two hero.
Hey, I mean,
do we know who number 3 is?
Well, they might.
I don't think so.
I think Edshot is 5,
and
Best Genius has the Best Genius reward, but I don't know if he was 3 or 4. I think
he was 4.
Okay, I've been wrong a lot in the past about when you were pretty certain about things. I do remember someone being 3 though.
Okay.
Like I think it's Best Genius. So you're probably right, and the Best Genius is 4. But actually, if we don't know who number 3 is, that's cool. We don't need to know. But okay, so Endeavor, all that being brought back into the plot in some way sounds awesome.
Yep.
So the conversation with Deku's mom and All Might.
Yep.
This is the kind of thing that I think it reminds us again what it means to be a hero, right? Now, here's the thing. What was the state of Deku's mom's heart at this time? She was scared.
Yep.
She was afraid.
Exactly.
She was getting a little bit selfish as well.
Sure.
Now, here's the thing. She wants Deku to be happy, but that's not all she wants. She wants Deku
to be
safe.
Yeah.
And even more so than that, she wants Deku, and this is something that might be a little bit insidious, but this is genius that they chose to have this way. I don't know if you know what I'm going to say.
I think I know what you're going to say.
No, I'm almost certain you don't know what I'm going to say. She wants Deku to stay the same.
Yep.
Oh, you knew I was going to say that?
Not necessarily stay the same, but she wants to keep the relationship and connection that they have right now the same. There's this thing that happens where parents have a tough time letting go when their kids grow up. And with something like Deku becoming a hero, whether it's from UA or not, right?
She's going to have to deal with this at some point in the future anyway.
Exactly, because being a hero is not safe. That's the whole point. That's why you're being heroic, because you're putting yourself in danger for others.
Right. So she is not ready to do that now.
Exactly.
And this is the thing. Deku is 15. He's a minor.
Yeah.
He has no freedom to, basically just kind of do these things because he wants to.
And he probably won't be 17 for another, 12 seasons.
Well, also, in Japan, you're a minor for a lot longer than you are in the U.S.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so... and specifically, just ending high school, I think, doesn't make you a hero. Like, when they talk about going through a hero course, Like,
well, I think the idea is that after they do high school, then they would and then they would actually go from there to working at a hero agency.
Yeah, but that doesn't make them have an actual like thing. There's a separate thing. In fact, they talked about it in season 2. There was a thing where they were talking about getting their
internships.
No. After that.
Oh, okay.
They're talking about getting their license. They're talking about getting their actual like hero license. And I think what that is basically your permission slip that says you can do hero work.
Okay, and then from there they'll work at an agency.
Right. I think that does technically make them a hero, but
they
talked about that back in season 2. I still wonder whether or not that's hero apprenticeship, and you're not technically still a hero. Like you're not a
I think that's more pro. I think that's more of what we saw in season 2. That was like a little bit of hero apprenticeship.
Okay.
Because
but then this is the thing that they're insinuating here is that the hero course has nothing to do with like once you finish it you're automatically a hero. There's a separate thing in there that you get this like license. You're a hero now. But you are still training constantly at a school because why wouldn't you constantly be learning and training and stuff?
And we don't know what the
graduation is,
the graduation is, or what the process is of applying for like a hero license. Like if that's something that's just like, oh, I go to the hero MV, and
no. I think if anything, it's almost exactly like what they did at the end of season 2, was they basically have some kind of written test, and then they have a quirk-related physical test.
And I get the feeling that's what it would be as like their final, basically, for UA, because if there's high school and then there's university after that, there wouldn't be as much focus put on UA, because the idea is that
yes, I agree, but then they would still be a minor while being a hero. So if they're going to be a minor while being a hero, the mom could essentially just go, I don't condone this kind of stuff. They're still responsible for the kid.
Yeah,
so it can get a little bit interesting.
Maybe that's one of those nebulous world building things that they're not going into right now.
Right.
Figure it out still.
But on some level, this is where it could get really interesting. Is that Deku gets training from Allmight.
Yeah.
One-on-one. He gets fast-tracked a little bit on his way to getting his license to become a hero.
Sure.
Right? Right? Just main character and also just being the next wielder of One for All. Let's say by the time he's 16, he's already technically a pro hero.
Yeah, that was something I was wondering about. With all the crazy stuff that's happening and the fact that, and right now heroes are dropping like flies. What if the country, of Japan basically made an executive decision of that there is going to be the possibility to be fast-tracked and become a hero, a pro hero at like 16?
Well, I think that's
because we're in like a state of national emergency or something.
No. I think you're missing the fact that they brought up the licenses previously. The licenses are already a thing. That's something that we just don't know when it's going to happen, but it will happen within the confines of UA, because they're talking about it as if like this is the next stage of prep before the
exactly
the license, whatever. And once that happens, we have to then figure out if this license is you are an autonomous hero. You can't get an agency maybe, but you can work as a hero for pay and and
you don't have to have all the regulations of having someone say yes.
Yeah, you don't need a supervisor or something like that.
Right.
I think that's going to happen way sooner than they're going to graduate from UA.
That would be that's what I'm hoping. That's because I get the feeling that's something that right now. It's something that happens at the end of UA or like a little bit after, like you're saying, once they become once they're not a minor anymore.
I don't think that's going to happen though. I'm saying that there's a discrepancy in that they will be minors when they are like heroes.
Right, and that is what I'm hoping happens. Yeah.
And if that happens, Deku's mom, this poor woman, this just whole thing was such a weird chance of fate that he even met Allmight on that on that rooftop.
Yep.
So well, not in the rooftop, in the tunnel that led to the rooftop, but anyways, the feelings that she has, I totally understand. The thing that's almost guaranteed, though, is that Deku is going to come into a situation like this at some point in the future. And it's probably going to happen sooner rather than later.
Right.
All Might can't protect Deku anymore.
No. But what he can do is he can teach him.
Yes.
And I almost feel like
the big thing.
I feel like in this episode the conversation between All Might and Deku's mom was so amazing that it kind of almost overshadows or might almost make us forget about the amazing conversation that All Might had with Deku on Dagobah Beach.
On Dagobah Beach. Oh, it did. Yes.
That was that was so good.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I actually did basically forget about it because the final conversation was so good.
So good, yeah.
So, yeah. Let's briefly touch on that.
The fact
All Might talks to Deku, and he's kind of pissed that he keeps jumping in and doing these stupid things, but then he makes the promise to him that he will stand by him. They'll walk together, and he'll basically devote himself to his teaching. I think that was actually the wording, was I will devote myself to you.
Right.
Like in some level, All Might basically just
said, I'll be your surrogate father.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna be a father figure anymore. I'm gonna be actively stepping into that role.
Right.
My heart.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know the state of Deku's actual dad other than he's not around.
Right.
But who cares? He's not story relevant. So with this whole thing with All Might doing that, though, and if they go into the dorms and things like that, is All Might going to be living at UA too in his own thing? That would actually make a lot of sense. Is if they have the UA dorms, right?
Yeah.
What they could do is have All Might and a couple other teachers and stuff. Yeah, they have their own dorms right above them or something.
Because the whole point is that they want the kids to be watched and supervised and, be protected, so they would keep, the staff there too, I would think.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would be awesome. I'm thinking office hours for teachers, when people go to the office and it's hey, I have a question with this problem, but instead it's life advice with All Might.
Right.
So
right. Yes,
that would be so good.
That would be fantastic.
But and I know this is a really little thing, but the fact that they were able, the whole Deku and All Might running to each other was amazing, but the fact that Deku was able to shout out All Might when All Might was in his real form on the beach, and the last time he did that, he was no, shh, and because people were what, All Might, and he's oh no, my bad,
it's come full circle.
It's come full circle, and that was just that was so good.
In a lot of ways, while the first couple of episodes built up all to the All for One versus All Might fight, the entire story with Deku wondering, with the quirks and will he go to UA and all this other stuff, it really came full circle here. Because All Might came into his house and saw the boy that believed in All Might so much. He plastered
All Might paraphernalia over every square inch of his wall.
So he's a fanboy, yes, but then because he knows who Deku is, he knows that no. What did the mom say? You are his reason for living. That shook me. I was I'm done. But I need to breathe for a second. Because Deku went through tough stuff as a kid, but it wasn't really the bullying or kind of that stuff that was really, I think, the tough stuff. I think it was more or less the idea that he had a dream that he couldn't attain. So he was constantly having to
hope deferred.
Yeah, he was constantly having to reaffirm that belief on no evidence, on nothing in reality. So he basically just looked at All Might and kind of lost himself in that dream. And then when the dream started to die, All Might came and basically saved him. So now we're here.
Saved the heart.
And All Might is basically realizing that Deku's mom's dream is just to have a son and have a family that will just live on and have a happy, fulfilled life.
The flashbacks they did. The flashbacks they did.
You mean the one little flashback of the?
Well, no,
save me! And then she's I am here.
Yeah,
that was adorable.
That was adorable. But then there was also the going back and reaffirming, but like from the mom's perspective of when she had to comfort Deku because, you know, he was told he wouldn't
there were a
like,
couple.
You know, things like that. And it's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I really do love how Deku's mom hasn't just faded into the background of the story.
Yeah.
She has, you know, intermittently done that, but like we're still in season 3 and she's here.
She's around. She isn't just here to be randomly like kidnapped by a villain at some point, or you know, whatever.
Or to be just a food making machine,
right?
Which is scarily very much just what that like that character is in most shonen, you know?
But she still makes the meals and is like, wait, you're leaving, you know, and all that stuff. But like they make it so that it shows how the making of the food is because of how much they care.
Yeah.
Like, and
yeah. Well, all right.
And she's not gonna need to anymore because he's gonna be at the dorms.
Well, okay, that's emotional, yes, but All Might humbling himself and kneeling, begging her to put her trust in him the same way Deku does.
Yeah.
In some way, I think at that moment, All Might became her hero, because let's think about it this way: the All Might that she's seen has been on TV all this time, right?
Right.
All Might is an actor.
Right.
I think that when you're a mom who has dealt with just life, you know,
right,
and you see something sensationalized on TV, you're just like, okay.
It's a symbol. It's a symbol, and it's a great symbol, but it's not a person.
It's not a person, exactly. Yeah. In this moment, in this day, she saw the person of All Might, and she was dumbfounded that he's actually real.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love the kind of almost the goof in the earlier bit of the episode of him poofing out, being used as foreshadowing that he can poof out essentially for no real effect for a few seconds. And his last probable use of that form was to get on his knees, take off his shoes. That they had little attentions to detail, were fantastic, and implore with Deku's mom to give him.
That was like some straight up like that seemed like some straight up like Gurren Lagann like asking for belief type of things, because you know the whole don't believe in UA as they are now, believe in, you know, the
UA that they will be,
the UA that they will be, and it's like that because there's so many parallels there, because it's also saying don't believe in the Deku as he is now, the Deku that can get hurt, the Deku that you have to worry over. Believe in the Deku that he will be.
Right. I don't know if this is right, but I think I remember someone telling me a while back that the word Yue, in Japanese, I think means hero. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. I don't really remember if that was the case, but it would be funny if that was the case. Because it said, don't believe in the hero that he is now, believe in the hero that he could be. I'm not sure if that's actually the case. But it's basically
cool.
like
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it has some very cool kind of wordplay connotations there.
And okay, thank you so much. Okay, because the whole fact of her saying no, I don't want him to go, totally get it. And if you think about it, this is actually the first time I think MHA went into melodrama. In a sense. In a sense, but it was really good.
Bakugo has been in this show for a while, Jacob.
Well, yes, but it was like it was almost impossible to notice. And then the whole thing of Deku running out in a lesser show, right? They would do that, and they would turn into this big spiel about, you know, whatever, blah blah blah.
Right.
And while that was completely like that could have happened, and I would have been okay with it because of how much we've seen that Deku cares about going to UA. It's not just random conflict for the sake of random conflict.
Oh, the Coda letter.
But then he comes back with the Coda letter, and he's like, "It doesn't matter where I go because I'm going to be a hero," and you know because I've started this kid. I am a hero
already. And I can be a hero like this anywhere.
Yep. Like, oh man,
like that's character development for Deku on a level that because that's another thing. Wow, this episode has a lot to discuss actually. So if Deku is able to see past the sensationalized kind of prestige of UA and realize that it's about saving people's hearts and not about getting the flashy, like, I graduated from UA card.
Right, and not that was what he was after at the beginning. It was just because he loved All Might.
No,
right?
I know, but that's the thing, is that Gran Torino told him a while back that you kind of like, you worship All Might. You think about him too highly.
Right.
And I think by extension, he thinks of UA too highly from the beginning. He's just like, oh my God, UA, everything is perfect, everything's amazing. Yeah. And he's not even realizing that his homeroom teacher comes in like barely even awake. You know, like there's like these things there that UA's not a perfect place. Like it's got its mess ups and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
Like yeah. They lie to the students and stuff like that. But anyways. Deku realizing that he can be a hero anywhere, and he is technically a hero now already.
Yep.
That's huge, because that means he's not going to be going to UA to learn how to be a hero.
He's going to UA because he already is a hero.
Because he already is a hero.
And okay, and here's one of the other things that I thought was just so amazing about this. All right. MHA is about what it really mean to hero.
What does it mean to be a hero,
right?
Yeah.
And it's the idea that with Deku as the main character, it's the idea that even someone that's quirkless can make a difference, right? Even someone who is, for all intents and purposes, kind of a nobody can still have more of an effect than they could ever have imagined.
Totally.
Right?
Yep.
Now, Koda is a little kid. He has a quirk. He's not a hero. Yeah. He's just a little kid, right? What can a little kid do?
Yep.
With that one letter.
Yep.
With that one letter, what kind of an impact is that going to have on Deku? Has that already had on Deku? And because of that, he'll have the confidence and the assuredness and and everything to go out and be the hero to everyone else. Isn't that amazing?
I love it. I love it. It's just it's so good.
So good. So good.
Yeah. Oh man. I love how this show constantly reminds us that it has a very good grip on its themes. Now, I know that it's based off of source material, so on the one hand, like, it's just going to continue doing this probably because they've been making it for so long and it's popular, so it's doing pretty well. We had a little bit of a tease though about the future with the end credits scene. So All For One gave a twisted rendition, essentially, of the promise that All Might gave to everyone in Deku to Shigaraki.
Yep.
Or Tenki or
Tenko
Shimura.
Tenko Shimura.
But we're calling him Shigaraki.
Yeah.
So Shigaraki has taken a few steps, but he's still essentially in hiding. So will we get a little bit of a breather time where it's like, what is Shigaraki doing? Who knows?
Sure, like show a little bit of like dorm life before they go into the next
action plot thing. Give a decent amount of school life stuff. Where it's like Shigaraki, who knows where he is and what he's
maybe
doing.
like show like little bits of like things that he's doing, but it's not connected to UA, and then we get to see like how the UA students are being like, all right, training to like let's keep this going. We got to get you guys ready.
I think that there's some huge potential there, and having Shigaraki be a not present threat allows for in a lot of ways the tension surrounding him to build, because if he comes back and he's got a plan all of a sudden, we're like, whoa, wait a minute,
what is he hasn't been idle, so what has he been doing?
Looking forward to that. So guys, great episode.
So good.
It is nearly impossible to ride on the coattails of such a fantastic episode prior, but somehow they just keep making these fantastic episodes.
Going beyond plus ultra.
And guys, wow, so good. But guys, if you want to watch full-length reactions of My Hero Academia, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on our Discord there as well with any kind of support. You can chat with us there about My Hero Academia as it comes out on a week-by-week basis. It's pretty awesome. You can chat with us there about stories or just whatever. Anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.